Before the video begins, let me just say that I'm adding this in post-production. I apologize that some of my camera angles were not on point, but this is my first time doing a cooking video. Over the years, many of you have asked me, why don't I do a cooking video? Or Jedi, you should do a cooking video. And I told you I thought about it and blah, blah, blah. Well, I didn't plan to do one. It's just that I realized when I was going to prepare food this evening, literally when I came in the kitchen, I thought, I think I'll try to film it. So it was just on the fly. But these videos are primarily targeted at my brothers, but there's some sisters out there that don't know how to cook either. But it's primarily targeted at my brothers, them single brothers out there, or even if you're not single, maybe you're married or you're dating or whatever your situation is. Men need to know how to cook. You got to be able to feed yourself. So just forgive me my faults that are in the video, everybody, and do enjoy, and I would love to hear your feedback. So we'll let the video start now, and I'll see you soon. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. This is not how I intended to do this. It's not the way we planned it. But I'm actually going to fix pasta tonight, and I had the inspiration to film it. So, in the future, if I'm going to do a cooking piece, I will make it. The production value will be better, lighting, all that kind of stuff, and how angles and but we just doing this on the fly right now, so don't trip. I'm just doing basic spaghetti, but not doing spaghetti. I always use penne. This. And the noodle looks like this. Because in pasta, like when you say you're going to have spaghetti, a lot of people don't know this, but when you say you're going to have spaghetti, you're talking about the specific pasta you're going to eat. Like this is spaghetti. Alright? This is penne. So it looks like this. I don't know if we can even see this, y'all, but hold on, let me see if I can see this if I go to the other side. Okay, that's what it looks like, right? So, I like that because the pasta holds the sauce in there, you feel me? Now, I have my pot of water boiling right now. This is when you salt your water, all right? Or whatever seasoning you want, all right? Liberally, be very liberal, or not, with your salt, all right? I don't do measuring and all of that, and it's always good to have extra pasta in the refrigerator to use for other stuff, so I'm just doing the whole box. With this rag. Look at this rag, y'all. Oh, it's over by the camera. I'm just washing my favorite spoon that I love to use for this. Now, I like my pasta to be al dente. Different pastas will take different amounts of cooking time. Doesn't matter what pasta you're using. So that's why usually when I say, anytime I'm fixing an Italian dish like this where I'm going to be using pasta, I always, it doesn't matter who I'm talking to or what it is, I always do this in my life. I always say, I'm going to fix pasta. Because that's what, whether I'm going to do shells or I'm going to do spaghetti, I'm going to do tortellini, I'm going to do penne, I'm going to do whatever. I just say pasta. Now, some people add oil to their water. I don't add no oil. If you're doing a dish where you need pasta and you don't want the noodles to stick together, then you can add oil. Or you can just wait till it's done completely to whatever doneness that whether you want it al dente or you want it soggy or soft or whatever. You can wait until you're done, and then you can, once you strain it, your pasta, then you can add some olive oil to it. Just drizzle some olive oil and then, work through it. All right, that'll keep it from sticking together. But I like for mine to be starchy. And in fact, I'm even going to use some of the starch water for my sauce, which I'm going to start on. While this is now going and getting started, let me set my timer. Let's see what I need. That's going to be my tomato paste. Now, I warred with myself whether I'm doing meatballs or not. I'm too fat and lazy, so I have some ground turkey that I've already done, and when I did it to just have patties like a hamburger, but I purposely did it up in a way that would be Italian, so that rather I decided to use the rest for pasta or meatballs, or it didn't matter, I would already have that flavor base going. And so this is going to be ground turkey with olive oil and onions and garlic and pepper and seasoned salt. I also use some sesame oil. I need a light so that when I show you guys, let me see how it's showing up. Sesame oil. This isn't showing up well. I need another light source. What can you do, Jedi? Wait, y'all. Let me see if I can do another light source for y'all. By the way, I make at least $20 an hour, so I'm working right now, so feel free to pay my salary. Okay. All right. How's everyone? Let's see if I can use this. Oh, that's better. All right. So that's my sesame oil. You could get this anywhere. It's usually in the international aisle or something like that. Anyways, so I add that. I also add a little bit of soy sauce, just a little bit. A little Worcestershire sauce, basil, oregano. Now this is already boiling, so now your starch is going to want to start boiling out and making your stove dirty. So this is when you can either bias your lid like this. So this pot has handles on it, so I usually turn it this way, and that way I can rest the lid on the other handle on the other side, and then I can still, get my boiling on. You can see my cutting board very well and without controversy. Now, so my pasta is going. I do that first because I don't need to be watching and worrying about it. Meanwhile, I'm prepared to make my pasta sauce. I'm going to use the last of the basil that I actually have. Let me see what the angles are. I don't love this, but just get into it, y'all. Like I say, this is the first time, and, it'll improve down the road, all right? So, I'm going to get my basil done up. I also have dried basil as a backup.
whenever I have dried, I always keep some dried basil. So for moments just like this. So if I run out of fresh basil, then I can subsidize it with the dried basil. Some Italian seasoning as well. There's going to be more basil and oregano and all of it. That's fine. This is the dried basil. So let me just put that to the side and move my little libation out the way. Now, listen everybody. I don't care what you're doing. Italian dishes, your main ingredients, if you don't have these, you're not cooking anything Italian. You must have basil. That's the Bible. You gotta have basil and lots of it. Like, you can never have too much basil. You gotta have garlic and you gotta have oregano. You know, if you don't got no oregano, don't worry so much. But if you don't have basil and garlic, don't do that dish. Don't do it. Don't even do it. I think I will not do meatballs. I think I'm going to do the meat different so I can show you. So we're basically going to make a meat sauce. We'll say that. All right? I feel like I've got more garlic than this, y'all. Give me a minute. And let me make sure that I'm still recording, first of all. Because I've done that in the past where I think I'm recording and then I'm not. Garlic. Aha! Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Garlic, baby. Yes. All right, so this is still a new bulb, so we'll save that. And I'm going to need Fellaz, especially on this, what I'm about to say right now, but it works for women too. Because my cooking, any of my cooking shows are mainly the intention or the provocation is for brothers. Because I'm sick and tired of brothers going from their mama's skirt. You don't have no time in between to live your life. You start dating, getting your girlfriend when you're this tall. And so you went from your mama to a sister. So you didn't learn no life skills nowhere. And among them, you didn't learn how to cook. So that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Anytime I do these, I want to show brothers how to cook. And maybe if you're a brother that already knows how to cook, then maybe I'll do dishes that you didn't know how to do or you didn't think to do, and you can impress your girl or your family. Now, the other thing I was going to say is that I have a box over here. I don't do trash cans. It's just an old box. You feel me? And I turn the corners in, and that's what I keep as my trash can. I've always done that wherever I lived. It's just convenient, and it's easy, and I like it like that. Now, you see I got 4 bulbs of garlic. I'm going to do one more to go with this because that's going to be really, because like I say, you got to have that garlic coming through, man. If you don't get the garlic coming through, I mean, it's just, I can't. Like, I don't know what to even tell you right now. Got to have the garlic, and this one's being very difficult. Wait, if you see it. Ah, damn, I'm tearing up the garlic. Okay, so in this case, we do this. Break it apart. See what I'm saying? Suddenly I'm getting more bulbs off now. Now I'll stop there and see what I've got. I'm going to check my pasta. You saw how big it was when I started. But everybody knows that pasta expands when you cook it. Alright? So, it's not quite. It's still not soft enough, but it's not. It's still too hard at the same time. Right. Now, I have my box right here so that as I do stuff, I can just put the remnants of whatever right there in the trash. I'm also one of these people that I cook as I clean as I go. Whatever I've always done that in my life because I just hate cleaning up after I'm done cooking. So I clean as I go. So this will be no different. because that was two together. I don't want to get that one yet. Or those are smaller ones. I hope you can see those. I wonder if I can get a little bit more light. I'll do it on a break. Right now I want to continue with this. This is how you peel the garlic. Right? You just hit it, boom, and then it breaks off. You feel me? Like that's your shell. You just break that off, you good. This little piece, peel that off, it's nothing. These I'm gonna hold back because they're small and I don't know if I need them right now. All right. So we're just gonna go through this garlic. Hopefully my angles are right and y'all are seeing all of this. Now, when the pasta is done and I've strained it, then I'm going to use the same pot for the sauce. I don't need to do a separate pot. The only thing I need to do a separate thing for is the meat, only because I'm not doing meatballs. If I was doing meatballs, then I could just throw those in the oven right now. I could just make these into balls and go ahead and stick them in the oven. I'm almost tempted. Don't provoke me. All right, get that garlic, and it doesn't have to be really, really fine, because I always like in my pasta dishes, like when you take some of it on your fork, whatever, I always like for a little thing of garlic to kind of be sticking there. You feel me? Like this is a nice size. Also, the size of your garlic matters because garlic burns very easy when you cook it. Unless you have something boiling or frying, you're adding it after the fact. But if you're starting with it as a flavor builder, as I do, then I'll tell you more about the garlic process as we go. All right. So now there's my garlic and my basil. Now I'm gonna do onion. Let me rinse my hands because my garlic is sticking too much. Where's my rag? Let's see, do I love this angle? I don't love it. It's fine. All right. I just need to get me a towel. Now my onion. Now I was out of yellow onion, so I'm just going to use red onion. All right. I'm also going to use this as well because this needs to be used anyway. It's just starting to wilt on the ends, so I'll just shave the ends off. You feel me? These are chives, and they're getting soft. So, and when they get soft, they get kind of rubbery. Your knife don't even want to cut through it, even if it's a sharp knife. This also will add color to your dish when it's done. You feel me? Like when you're just looking at it on the plate, it looks more colorful and more appealing. Am I getting a text? Wait, y'all. Somebody tells me I need to see that text. Hold up. Oh, it's the prince, my nephew. So hopefully he doesn't call right now because I can't really answer my phone because my hands are covered. All right, covering the pasta, checking the pasta one more time. Perfection. Now, I got my strainer, but before I do anything, I want some of the pasta water. So, I'm just going to dip some of the pasta water up out of here. This is starch. Alright? If you forget this step, brothers, when you cook, if you do this, if you forget this, then your backup, your plan B, is you have you a little box of cornstarch somewhere in the cabinet or in the refrigerator or whatever. And you're going to be good. So I'll put like 3 cups. I know I'm not going to use all of this, but I always like to have more than I need. All right, that's my starch water because that's going to help thicken my pasta sauce. Now I'm going to set that to the side, and then I'm going to go ahead and strain this. Also, remember when it comes to the softness or hardness of the pasta, remember that when I join everything together, the pasta's going to cook a little bit more anyway. And plus, every time I heat it up, and whatever, when I heat up some for leftovers and stuff like that. So keep that in mind when you are fixing your pasta. All right. So now I'm just going to strain this into the sink and let it sit. Again, I'm not going to rinse my pasta or anything like that because I want it starchy. Now, that is now red. Oh God, where's my dish rag? Why does the dish rag keep running away from me? This is a curse. Where's my dish rag, y'all? Oh, it's a panel off. Alright. Now, because that's still starchy in the side now. I don't care. Alright. Oops. So my pasta fell out the thing. I have this little aluminum thing so I can just show you it. Alright. It's nice and hot, steaming. So I'm just sitting at the sink and sitting it to the side and let it hang out. Now, please tell us, Jedi, how are you going? Now, I'm going to cover this meat because I'm not using it right at this moment, so I don't need it. All right. Now, I'm going to go through the chives a little bit more. These I do want to be, more fine and all that kind of stuff because I really don't want them to be. I want them to just be more coloring and background flavor, but then I don't want them to be too big or too, so that's fine. So now I got my chives, I got my basil, and I have my garlic. Rinse my hands. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this red onion, all right? So I just simply cut off the end and cut off the other end. Then I go down the center. This is going to go back in the refrigerator, so therefore it can go in with this. And I'm only going to use a half of it. Maybe more, maybe. All right. You saw I peeled it. Well, I'll peel it one more time. I really don't need to. I'm not peeling it again. I'm over it. All right. So now, just going to go through there. You see my pasta timer just went off, but I'm already done with my pasta. So I don't need that. All right. Get the center out of here. All right. Just going to rough chop this because it's going to be so, soft that it's not going to matter, in the actual dish itself. All right. So I'm good with that now on the onion. Now I'm going to get my pot going. All right. I told you about the most important ingredients, brothers. I told you garlic and basil is your entire existence. But the Trinity is completed by extra virgin olive oil. All right. You want to get cold pressed olive oil. This is one of the tips of how to get, what you need to do when you're picking out olive oil. You want to get cold pressed and extra virgin, and you don't want it in a plastic bottle. Any oils, unless it's cooking oil like this, which nobody cares, but stuff like olive oil, even if you talk about scented oil and stuff like that, glass bottle, preferably the darker, a dark tinted bottle, that helps to preserve the oil. All right. So this is olive oil. So I'm going to go into my pot with some olive oil, give myself a base of olive oil. Now, going to let that hang out for a couple seconds while I open a can of sauce. All right? It doesn't matter what you pick because I'm making my own sauce. All right, you use this in place of, unless if I was going to really get extravagant, then I would go ahead and crush up tomatoes. You know, when you really want to be impressive, you just do crushed tomatoes. Get you a blender, crush you some, blend you up a bunch of tomatoes till it becomes juice, and then that's going to be this basically. All right, so we start with that. Now I'm going to start with the onions because, and I'm going to keep this low because I want to have time to do my stuff. I don't want to be rushed. I'm the Jedi. I can't be rushed. It's in my contract. So we're going in with the onions. All right. Where is my spoon? This broke, sadly. But brothers, you don't have a kitchen if you don't have a wooden spoon and a cast iron skillet. Just tell me. All right. Going in with that. Little salt. Little salt. And I don't need it this second, but I'm going to go in with some pepper. Now, just letting the onions caramelize and hang out and soften. Don't put the garlic in there yet because the garlic is going to cook very quickly. You don't want that. All right? I have some tomato paste here. This is one of the secrets, brothers. You've got to have tomato paste because this is like the concentrated essence of that tomato. I'm telling you, you make sure you always have tomato paste. Do that. Just please do that. Not for me, for you. All right? So we're going to let these hang out. Remember, I got my pasta water or my starch water sitting over there that I did earlier. You told me. So I'm just letting this hang out. I really want those soft because I don't want crunchy onions in my pasta. I can't have this. I'm going to move this pasta to the side so that I can rinse my hands, and I'm not, because I don't want to rinse my pasta at all. I don't want no water to touch it. Because the next thing I'm going in with is my garlic. Oops, got an onion piece. All right, I'm going to go in with the garlic and the basil. I'm going to put these things in the refrigerator that I'm not using, including this other piece of those little bulbs of garlic that I didn't use. Just put all that in my crisper in my refrigerator. Is there something else I need out of here? I don't know. I can't think right now, so I must not need it. All right, you hear that? It's getting more quiet. That's also another way. Even if you're frying fish or chicken, the sound also matters. You told me when it starts getting quiet, then it's done. So I know it can go a little longer because they are red onions, and that matters. They act different than yellow onions. All right, just wiping off my top. Give this a shake. I think I'll use 2 or 3 because remember I used the whole box of pasta, so I want a lot of sauce to go a long way. All right. This is just staging. All right. So I'm just getting these open to stage them so that when I'm ready, I'm ready. You feel me? So I open up the can. All right. Release it into the trash. Slide that one to the side. It's staging. All right. Now this just says traditional pasta sauce. You'll have some that have herb and garlic or whatever. You don't need any flavoring because you're gonna do all your own flavoring and seasoning of it. I can't imagine how people buy ragu and pregu or any of this stuff even that I'm opening and then that's it. Nah, dude, that's not sauce. It's not. All right. That's the third one. Now, those are open and those are staged now. They're staged. So now, my onions are very quiet. So now I can go in with my garlic. Now it's going to really get busy up in here because that garlic is going to be very aromatic and just divine, quite frankly. No laws on the chives, so I'm going to go ahead and throw those in too. Why not? Not putting the basil in yet, you notice. All right, a little bit more olive oil. Don't buy no olive oil in no plastic bottles, brothers. Don't do it. This bottle is this is a brand. I buy this at Walmart. This is under $5, and it's organic, whatever the fuck that means. But this is, I think the brand is actually great value, or the brand might just be organic. I don't know. But this is, I want you to notice what this bottle looks like, because that's your olive oil, right? So now, I smell that garlic. You feel me? It immediately, boom, the whole kitchen is garlic now. So now I know I'm ready for what? Tomato paste, homie. First, I'll go, this is, again, cooking is science, brothers. So it's timing. So immediately I go with the basil, because I want to release those herbs, or the Africans they call it burning the herbs. Burning your, So it's just a terminology, not really burning them. Rinse the hands. All right. Give it a stir. Where's my spoon? Oh, spam love. Now, I do this because whatever's coming up at me is telling me it's giving me information. You feel me? I have information. Now, that's all being released now. So now I know I'm ready for my tomato paste. So we're going to go in. I got a teaspoon. 1, 2. We'll do one more because I'm doing 3 cans of this sauce. All right. Okay, it cut off on me, y'all. I don't know what we missed. I'm just going to continue. Just know that I put my tomato paste in there. All right. And one of the reasons why I add that other olive oil is because I want it to begin to break down. I'm going to film this. So give me a minute so I can get y'all in position so you can see how it looks. Hold on. All right, this is what I'm looking like. You feel me? So what I'm doing is I'm just breaking down that tomato paste. All right, so that you can see. All right, and so all my herbs. You see how soft the onions are in there and everything now. You see. And I got my basil, my garlic, and all my chives and all this stuff. So this is this is the stage we at. All right. Wait now. Now. Keep going with this. Getting that broke down. Keep moving it around. You understand? And you know by sight, because you saw when I scooped it up, you see how tomato paste is. So you don't want it to be like that. So I'm moving it around and letting that olive oil and stuff get worked into it so it breaks apart. You understand? It's not going to become liquefied yet. You understand? So you're not looking for liquid. Don't do that. Otherwise you're going to burn your tomato paste and you'll burn your garlic. And when you burn garlic, brothers, it's bitter. Your whatever dish you're fixing is bitter as fuck. Like, it's no way to recover from that. So don't ever burn your garlic. Don't do that. So this is my base. You understand? Now I'm gonna come in with some Italian seasoning. Oops. Because I want to be sure that I'm hitting all the flavor notes on this Italian dish. All right. You can figure out how much you want to use of everything. I'm not going to give you cups and all this kind of stuff. Like, I cook by sight because I know. And then, everybody you cooked according to what you like as far as the taste profile. So now this is that dried basil that we talked about. That was the oregano, the Italian seasoning, which also has basil in it. But I'm adding the dry basil as well. All right. Now, this is just at the critical point, so that I need to go on and move because otherwise we're going to start burning. This is the perfect stage. You understand? It's in the perfect situation right now. Now, I'm telling you, if you want rich pasta, to do what I'm telling you. All right. Now, here's my first can. All right. Now we switch to this spoon. We can do that now. Notice I haven't changed my fire. Stick my fire on low. Gonna go in with the second can. What size of cans are those, Jedi? These are 24-ounce cans. All right. Now we're gonna go in with the last can. Right. Notice I didn't use no water, and I'm gonna do all that because I have my pasta water. You see? I don't know if I'm getting that. Let me see. Yeah, you can see. All right, it's not a whole lot. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. Not all of it, not even half. I'm just dousing it. Because I know that's gonna help thicken my sauce. You feel me? Let me bring you over here so I can show you how velvety this sauce is right now. Okay, you see how velvety this is? You see? You see the colors that's in it? That looks like expensive pasta sauce right there. I understand your brother. All right? Very velvety. You could, and remember, this spoon has holes in it, so when I scoop it up, you see how it's moving. That's a good consistency already. Now, hold up. I got to stop y'all for a minute. Now, next thing I want is I want sugar. All right. This is a 1/4 cup. Just a level 1/4 cup. All right. The sugar not only helps the flavor of the sauce, but it's going to caramelize in there, so it also helps with the thickness of your sauce. You feel me? So I'm getting that very well incorporated, well stirred in. Wait now, you got to see this basil. This one is why I tell you these videos will be better in the future, because I can't do this by myself. You understand? Because I need both my hands to cook, and you know I don't have a third hand in order to do the camera. So this is an act of love right here. But anyways, I just wanted you to see the progress of the sauce. All right. Now, all right. Now, I'm satisfied that I have incorporated that sugar good enough. Now I want to taste. Wow. I wish I could taste this. So I'm gonna go in with a 1/4 of that 1/4. Also, you want to be careful with your sugar, because most of these sauces, whether it's these or any that you buy, most of them are loaded with sugar. Always look at your sugar content. Like this one has 6 grams of sugar, but I know that's a lie. There's more. And then it also says includes 2 grams of added sugars. So that's, or I'm sorry, yeah. So that's at least 8 to 10 grams of sugar plus what I added, you know. We don't feel it, we don't taste it, but you just want to be aware of that, especially if you're diabetic or you have diabetes in your family, whatever. But I always add sugar to my sauce because it adds to its je ne sais quoi. A little more. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this, keep it on low. Just another tip for the brothers. Time matters with cooking. Especially a sauce like this, you want to develop it. It tastes fine right now, but that don't taste good. Anybody would love it. But the difference in that thing where people taste it and go, oh my God, the secret is the time. Because you got to really work a sauce. You feel me? Whether it's red sauce like this, or you could be doing Alfredo, it doesn't matter. La sofrita es muy importante a tu comida. But you want to develop that flavor so that everything really releases its essence. So when you bite into it, you literally have a medley of everything. The basil, the garlic, the onions, the oregano. It's just, all of it's going. And you just don't know why it's fantastic. I'm telling you why it's fantastic. Now, this is that pasta I put off to the side, you see? It's still warm, very warm. There's even still steam coming off of it, right? Now, continue to develop this sauce. Let me taste this. Perfection. We're good. Now, what I mean by we're good, I'm saying that at this stage, I know, again, like I said, cook by eye and by taste and from experience. So I know by the taste of that, it's at the perfect stage. I've done what I needed to do. And so now it's only just going to get better and more rich. It's going to really come through. Let me get this out of the way. And like I said, I can just knock this out right now. I don't need to wait. I already have some dishwater, so I can just hit this cutting board with my rag. Rinse it. And send it off to rinse. To drain. Right? I'm going to wash my wooden spoon because I'm pretty much done using it. Now, with these pasta sauces, it's going, because it's the thicker it gets, it's not going to boil. It's going to be going. Blah, 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 blah. It's very dangerous because it's very hot and it's boiling. It will scald your ass. So you want to be careful. So when I'm checking it, I will have to lift the lid away from me and then bring my spoon around. So I got a shield in front of me and the pasta sauce. You feel me? You want to always keep checking and stirring your sauce so it doesn't burn, you know, and stuff like that. Let's see, get this knife out of the way. It's done what it needs to do. Turn this down even more. It's on its lowest setting now. As far as the heat goes. Because remember, this is done. We're just developing flavor. That is so perfect, y'all. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the meat. Because why not? I want to just rinse this pot that I have for the meat. I don't need a skillet because I don't need it. My stove is very small, as you could obviously see. That's a man stove right there, brothers. So I gotta make room for it. Wipe this down. box out the way. Now, get the pot going. Actually, I'm gonna move this red pot out of the way because that has grease in it. You know how we are, black folks, we always save the chicken grease. You understand? We do that. So, that's the chicken grease. And the reason why you save the chicken grease, brothers, is because if you're gonna do like French fries or you're gonna fry any type of anything that you need oil for, you can use chicken grease. It adds flavor. I can put my can opener away and my Italian seasoning. I really feel like it could have used just a little bit more basil, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit more Italian seasoning and basil. All right. You don't want too much oregano because that'll kill it. It's nasty, at least to me. All right. Basil, you can never have enough of. So there go my basil. All right. Where's my spoon? Also, brothers, it's very sexy if you trying to woo a woman. I'm telling you, like if you're doing something like this, then you want to have her over while you're doing it. You feel me? Don't have it ready when she get there because, first of all, she may not believe you fixed it, and but secondly, you don't get a chance to show off your skills. You feel me? So, a dish like this, if you're trying to have a sister over, then fix it while she's there. Fix it in her presence. Now, so why I moved that pot is because I want to move my sauce to the back. Or as we say in Maryland, to the beak. You need to move to the beak. So now, I got this here. Alright? Put it on my same fire. I'm going to increase my fire a little bit because I want that pan to dry out. I got my meat ready to go. And so when this is done, I'm going to set it to the side, the pot to the side, and then when my sauce is fully at its zenith and I fully develop it into just amazement, excuse me, then I'm going to add the meat to it. If I was not going to do that, then I would be making balls right now and putting it on a rack. I would use this rack right here. It's just a cooling rack. I'll cover it in aluminum foil, and then I put my balls on it. However big I'm going to make my balls, I do them and I put them on there and stick in the oven. All right, but I'm not doing balls. I'm going to do just the meat sauce because it's easier and less work right now. And I'm too fat and lazy. Now, this pot is dried out. It's ready. So we're going to come in with our meat. Right? Brothers, be very conscious of cross-contamination in your kitchen. What do you mean, Jedi? That means you don't want to transfer bad bacteria that's going to make you sick. I'm using that spoon for my sauce, and I'm using it to taste. I'm also using it for this. So I got to make sure I rinse this spoon. You feel me? I'll talk more about that in a minute. Now, I'm going to put some dish liquid in there. And go right in and get this working. There, rinse my hands. Let that fill up with soap water. Alright. Get this turkey going. Now, I know you can't hear it, but I'm going to try and show it to you so you know what I'm talking about. That blip, blip, blip. You see that? See there? And that will splatter. It'll also dirty up your stove. You see I got my meat going. Alright. But that will dirty up your stove, so but it is ready to stir though. So let me get just another spoon just so I can stir it, because I really want to continue with that spoon that I'm using already. It's hard for me to do this and film it. You see there? That sauce is very rich. Very rich. Oh my God. Okay, let me sit y'all back down so that I can have both my hands to work with. Like I say, I already prepared the meat, you know, so it's just, all you do is make it done. Remember, there's onions, there's basil. In fact, I'll even go in with a little bit more basil in the meat, because why not? You can tell I love basil, right? I don't know if you could tell and stuff. But this all matters, man. Oops, I'm not talking. By the way, you see me drop something or something like that, y'all? Remember, I'm a Muslim. I don't even wear shoes in my house. You could eat off my floors in my house. That's the God honest truth. So sometimes when I'm here in the kitchen, I'll have on some sliders just because the floor is hard tile, and y'all know I have a bunch of metal and plates in both my feet since 2010. So it's just not comfortable for me to stand for long periods of time on a hard surface barefooted. So, you know. But those sliders are not something I'll ever wear outside or anything like that. So, like, that's just what it is. Like, you could literally come to my house and drop a piece of gum and pick it up and eat it if you want to. Good. Because cleanliness is next to godliness. That's just what it is. That's not just a saying. Now, I'm washing that spoon, because remember we talked about cross-contamination. So I'm washing the spoon in my soapy water right here, so I can go back to using it in my sauce. Don't cross-contaminate, brothers. Don't do it. That's like sloppy seconds. You feel me? You don't want that. You don't want cross-contamination either. I wish this had smell-o-vision. And taste-o-vision. Subhanallah. Now, I'm going to come back in with my wooden spoon that you saw me using earlier. My piece of wooden spoon. Because I really want to get this turkey really worked. I don't want it too fine, though, either. You feel me? Because, otherwise it's just going to feel like sand in the background of the sauce. Well, that's not interesting. Like, why are we here? So, the wooden spoon is just good for everything in the kitchen, quite frankly. Especially doing eggs. Don't matter what you're doing. You're going to rinse that, because that turkey meat is not done all the way. We do not want to cross-contaminate. That's how you get E. coli and a bunch of other stuff. So I can hear my sauce. I'm always willing to check my time. I'm always cognizant of my sauce. You feel me? Work and move, work and move, work and move. Keep it pushing. I still got my pasta water sitting here, but you saw I only used it one time. I'm probably not going to use the rest of that, but I never discard it until I'm completely done. Just in case. You never know. So see, just out of habit, I picked up this wooden spoon and did this again. I'd already rinsed it, but I'm just saying, I didn't know if I was still going to need to use it or not, but I am, because I look at my meat and it just tells me, yeah, let me play around with it some more, and keep it moving and stuff. So I'll put that in the soap water, rinse that off, and then rinse it, lay it, going into my sauce. Remember, you gotta keep that sauce moving. Keep it moving, keep it developing. You understand? Let it come forth and enrich the world. I wish you could smell this meat, because it's just launching off like the space shuttle right now, though. If I can get a good screenshot Then I think I'll call this video The Jedi's Italian Cuisine. And I'll have my plate and I'll pose with it some kind of way. I'll probably put on one of my garments and do a wrap and be like, you know. That's what I could do. Now, I'm not chopping this up anymore. I'm just getting it done. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me see if you're seeing it. Like I say, we'll have better lighting in future videos. What am I hearing? Those of you that have been with me forever, you notice I do not have on my necklace of knowledge and wisdom because I'm in the kitchen. Which you gotta wear to the kitchen, but I don't need it. I'm not doing a lecture. I'm not speaking, like that. So we're just good. So I'm working with the meat and I'm working with sauce. Keep it working. Keep it working. You can't see it probably, but I already got some splatter right all back here of this damn sauce. You feel me? That's the worst thing in the world that could happen to you, man. Where's my towel? Why can't I ever find my dish rag, y'all? So we wipe that down and keep it pushing. You want to make sure this is really well done. Even if I was going to do meatballs, I still make sure that's completely done before I add it to the sauce. People have gotten sick because they went to somebody's house and had spaghetti meatballs, or somebody brought it to the company potluck or something because they didn't cook that damn meat. Especially if it's white folks, they're nasty. Don't eat it at all. I don't care what's in it. But you want to make sure this is fully done. And I do want it a little overcooked. I don't want the meat to be really moist and juicy like that. I want it to have a little bit of grit to it because of the dish that it's going to be in. That's just my own personal thing. You can have it however you want it. But also I'm cooking it a little longer because I want that richness of the meat flavor to come through when you take a fork of the pasta. I want that meaty flavor to come in too. Let me check my recording time. Okay, it's probably going to cut off on me. Probably a minute and a half or something like that. But that should be fine. We should have enough for one more segment. This is also a quick dish. You saw me doing this in real time. So the only thing you didn't see me prepare was the meat. But you could imagine that didn't take long. Hold up now. This is that phase where you gotta really watch that sauce now because now it's flipping up on into the inside of the lid. You feel me? That means it's really active right now. So I gotta really be careful and get in there quick and stay in control. Don't let the sauce cook you. You cook the sauce. You feel me? And then now I put the lid on there. Another taste. Perfección. Now, I rinse that just out of habit. I don't need to rinse that spoon. But again, when you set up good habits for anything in life, you just do that. Like that just becomes how you breathe. You feel me? You don't have to think about it. Now, the meat is just about ready. Because this time when I went to stir it, it was sticking to the pot a little bit. That's good. That lets me know what stage I'm at and what I expect from its flavor and all that, the texture and all of that. That's a good look. You notice I keep doing like this to shuffle it so that everything goes flat across the bottom of the pot. That's how you cook evenly. It's one of the ways. Like I say, as we do these going forward for the brothers, I'll have better lighting and I will give you more tips and explain more stuff. I'm not a chef. I've just been cooking my whole life. So I just want to share what I know with the brothers. That's all. You know, the sisters can pick up some tips too. Because there's a lot of women out there can't cook. Okay, I knew it was going to cut off on me, so that's fine. This is going to be our last segment. So what I'm doing now, before I do a transition for you, is I just need that sauce to go probably another 30 minutes or so. You feel me? And 20, 30 minutes, somewhere in that area. So there's no need for me to still keep recording because we're just waiting on the sauce. Once the sauce is to my requirement, then I will add the meat to it, and then I'll let that hang in there for probably another, 10 minutes or so. Technically I could add the meat now, but I really I demand a lot from the essence of my sauce. I want it all. So that's why I'm going to let it continue to hang out. I'm going to continue to stir and try not to get burned, like we talked about already. And you can tell your sauce is becoming richer because the volume of the sauce begins to, you could just tell barely. But, and it should be barely, because if it's barely, that means, because over a long cooking time, you shouldn't lose a lot of sauce. That means there's not a lot of water in it. That means you're dealing with more richness of the tomato and the other stuff. You feel me? So you want it to be really rich. All right. So we're going to let that hang out. And then when I come back, we will be ready to, incorporate the ingredients and so forth. Okay. I won't know what any of these angles are like until I play this back, y'all. So if it's bad, we all gonna know at the same time. So now I'm ready to incorporate my meat into my sauce. So I'm gonna bring the sauce to the front because it's just easier to work. Be careful with that lid. Wait, y'all, I'm feeling lightheaded. Let me put a break right here. First of all, let me apologize, y'all, because when I just had that spell of dizziness, I watched a little bit of the playback and I realized I wasn't stooping down far enough so you could see me. I don't know where I need to be. Let me get one on my stool. Well, I'll be up to. I'll figure the stool. Anyway, so I apologize for that because I was trying to have it angled so you could see my cutting board and see the process and all that. So it's a first time out. Forgive me for that. So I hope I'm stooping down enough now that you could see me. Maybe I just need to get on my damn knees. Maybe this will work. All right. So anyway, my bad. But we're gonna add the meat to the sauce. All right, here we go. Oh, this sauce is so perfect, y'all. As the thugs say, on God, cuz, on God, my nigga, on God, cuz. All right, so now our sauce. So we have it down at the lowest setting. And now we're going to come in with our meat. Yeah? Now, I'm going to bring y'all over here so y'all can see it. it, y'all. Now, that's the meat. Now we're going to start folding the meat into the sauce. You feel me? There's no company out there that makes a better sauce than the Jedi. Let us understand this detail. You feel me? So we're just adding the meat now, getting it well incorporated, which makes it just an easier dish to fix and to really eat, really. I mean, if I had did the meatballs, that's fine, but I'm just saying this is just so much like it's all good, And then plus when you go to have leftovers, it's easier to heat it up and blah, 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 blah. Now, I am going to let this hang out, but I gotta, just to do a presentation for y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit, you feel me, on the process. Let me lay my spoon to the side. Let me cover this because I don't want this to do that blip, blip, and splatter out. You already see I got some sauce on my stove right there. That's a flaw. That's a problem. I got basil and shit right here. You feel me? So I got cleaning to do. But that takes like less than 2 minutes to clean that up. Because when I'm done, I'm going to be done. Now, let me get a plate and plate up for y'all. Okay, here are my plating options. All right, I got my smaller red plate. I got my black round plate. And then I got my larger red plate. I think it's going to look better on the black plate because the sauce is red. I'm just doing this for presentation for the video. Like, I don't really care. I would have put it in a bowl and been grubbing. But I'm just trying to be professional and give the brothers some ideas of how to present your dish. You feel me? So let me plate up on the black dish. Let me do that. Now you remember that I didn't rinse my pasta or anything. I just left it as it was. All right. So these are some plating options, brothers. And I'm not gonna eat a whole lot, so I'm just gonna, But whatever you're doing, or if you got guests or you fixing it for the family, you can put out the casserole dish. You can come with your own thing of how you want to present. And we turn that completely off. All right. Other thing too, as it relates to cleanliness, hopefully y'all can see me. Remember that the cleaning as I go and all of that. So notice that I've kept when I've used my top, I would keep it away from me. I kept keeping it turned away from me as a shield, so I wouldn't get splattered by the sauce. And I also tried to keep it, and dang, I just made a drip right there. This is exactly what I was about to tell you against. Anyways, then when I hold it, I keep it like this. That way I'm conscious of cleanliness so that I'm not putting sauce everywhere. You feel me? So all the sauce is in here. It's just a little tip, Now, this is a slotted spoon. So I want to be fancy. So we get our ladle up. We get our ladle. You see? And then we do like this. You ladle it up and then, you feel me? Oh my God, that is so good. And let me make sure I'm getting the right angles. You see, can we see? You see the basil and the garlic, and the lighting is just not good enough, y'all. But like I said, this is my first time. It was just spontaneous. But trust me, the Jedi is going to have his act together the next time I do any type of cooking, anything. All right. But I just wanted you to see the beauty of this sauce and the thickness. You feel me? Because that matters. Let me put a plate over. That matters. So that you see how that sauce, wait,
my angle? Where do I need to be? I need to be over here. Wait, let me move the plate so it'll be in frame as well. Let me get a fork. Because I want to demonstrate this. Because this matters. You know, growing up, or at some point over your life, I'm sure you've been to people's house or even to restaurants, and you order spaghetti or pasta or something like that, and when you eat it, it's a pool of sauce still on the plate. That's against God. Do you understand? And humanity. Your sauce should be thick, and it should cling to your pasta for dear life. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. I just put it on there. You see I haven't mixed it up or anything, and you see how that. Well, my pasta's falling off my damn fork. Let me just go ahead and do this. Just to make my point. You see how that sauce clings to the pasta. Let me make sure I'm showing you the right angle. You see how that sauce clings to the pasta. You feel me? That's what you want. And in this case, if you're serving it, because I use penne, these holes are in it, so you want that sauce to get through there. You see, so you could put. I could have just put the noodles, the penne in the sauce, and then you can do it any type of way. You feel me? Now let's do a taste. Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Bismillah. Al dente. The pasta is at just the right degree of firmness, so that it is meaty. You feel me? The meat is coming through the sauce. All the flavors are really singing to my taste buds. Oh, subhanallah. But this is what you want, everybody. You see? That's what it should be. That's the standard. That's the standard. Bismillah. Wow. This is a crime. That this is this good. And I knew it would be. Another thing I want to tell the brothers, as I say, with anything, but especially with cooking, I cook by sight and experience, feeling and taste and time. That's the magic. You feel me? That's the magic. I know what I expect by what I do. This is the harvest now that I'm reaping from the seeds that I sowed. I knew what I needed to do. So I knew how the texture that I wanted my pasta to be. So I started with the pasta. That's the first thing we started with. You know, I should have a thing so that I could see. Yeah, I'm just not centered or something. That'll work for now. Nobody cares. All right, it's fine. I just need to make sure that I'm in frame. Oh, let me cover this one. So I started with the pasta. It's exactly what I needed it to be. And then, as I said, the magic ingredient for the sauce is the detail. You feel me? It's paying attention to the detail. So when I opened the cans of the sauce that I used as my base, I pointed out to you at that time that I didn't use any water. Like I just pour it out and get all of it out.
There's really no waste to be had, you know. And but most importantly is because I'm in control. So that's why I showed you that I got the pasta water, like some of the water from the pasta before I strained it, because that's going to be starchy, and I added that to the sauce. And sugar to control my thickness. And the other thing too, let's say I had decided to just add all the pasta to the sauce. I would have to make sure I make a calculation for that, because once you add the pasta to the sauce, if you're going to cook it like that, then now you're still going to have starch coming off that pasta. So you have to think about that in terms of your finished product. All right. But I wasn't going to do that. So I knew what I needed to do in order to do it the way that I did it and ladle it onto it and everything like that. And it's just, this is what I'm saying. Like your sauce should cling to your pasta for dear life. Do you understand? Look at that. Look at that. Bismillah. This is everything on earth right now. It just is. Really fantastic. Here's the other thing too, y'all. First of all, I cannot, number 350,000th reason why I cannot stand Wendy Williams. I hate cooking shows, cooking segments on shows anyway, but I really hated Wendy's cooking segment on her show. I can't stand the way she eats. I can't stand that you don't get a chance to really listen to the chef. That's a whole thing. But here's the other thing. This is how black people taste stuff. You say, Jedi, I fix such this. Come taste it. I'd be like, okay, let me taste it. I get it together like I'm, like I was, as if I had made it or I'm going to eat it, So I would be like, okay, let me see what you done did. I'd probably talk a little smack to you. And I'd be like, well, let me see what is it saying. Okay, I see what you did. Okay. Wait, let me. Yeah, that's good. You feel me? That's the natural way. Cut to white folks. Deborah, they have a chef on or something like that. The Today Show. It could be the cooking channel. It don't matter. This is White Folks USA around the world. Barbara, go ahead and taste this. Here, let me get a taste of it. Bitch, you didn't even chew it yet. I used to kill my nephew with that. I'm like, watch this, nephew. Like, notice this when you see, and I cracked him up because it's the truth. That's literally how they do. That's only what I'm talking about, because I've seen it. That's why I know it. So instead of tasting it, they used to be like, let me taste this. I go, wait, let me try it. I'm over it. And I just rang the bell for some of y'all because you just went, I know they really do that. Damn. So it's what the Jedi is here for. This is so good, y'all. Wow. And then if I just want to stop poking at it, I can do this. You feel me? But I'm getting all that. You see, nothing's running. It's clinging to the pasta for dear life. Please save us. Please save us. That's what pasta sauce should be like. The blood of Jesus. Now, last thing. For just like this, brothers, for presentation fact, you saw at the beginning of the video, I was mostly out of fresh basil. So I used what I had and I compensated with the dry basil. But to really set this off, and especially on a black plate, even if I use the red plate, that's when you have some of your fresh basil chopped to the side. You can chop it, sprinkle it on for color, or if you really want to be really fantastical, then you could take little, like the basil leaves, and put like 4 leaves, like from the center, fanning out. Presentation, whatever. You don't have to get to the fanciness. As we go through any segments that I do on cooking, I obviously will show you, I'll give you presentation ideas, but the main goal is that I'm hoping that I will reach brothers, sisters too, because like I said, some sisters out there that can't cook. But particularly the intention of any of my cooking videos is for the purpose of brothers and young men, young boys even. A man's got to be able to feed himself. You feel me? You need to be able to get into your kitchen and fix you a real meal that's not top ramen or cup of noodles or something. You need to be able to really get in that kitchen and fix a whole meal. You feel me? This is something simple, but it is still very healthy. But it's a simple dish, Down the road, we'll get into lasagna, we'll get into crab cakes, we'll get into chicken, we'll get into fish, we'll get into greens and cornbread, and just everything that I know how to fix. I got you covered. We will do some Mexican cuisine. I can also show you how to make some of the African dishes that I know how to make. Just to increase your culinary library, so that you'll be able to go into the kitchen and throw down. You feel me? It don't even have to be for a guest or family. Just you as a man, you should be able to prepare food for yourself. And so something like this for me is also a great time investment, because I'll eat on this for the next days. You feel me? So it's already ready. I don't have to cook every single night. Only way that I will deviate is if I decide I want something else, or I have some bread and I go, I don't think I'll have the pasta. And then if it looks like I'm going to fix something else that's going to go along, then I'll freeze this or something like that. But I make those decisions down the road. But just as a general rule, I'm just trying to say this is something I can eat off of for as long as, I have a lot of sauce, and I got a lot of pasta, so I can eat this as long as I want to, until it's gone. This is so good, man. It's just so fantastic. Really great. So, I apologize that you couldn't see me at the beginning, but it kind of balances itself, because the food is what you should have been focusing on anyway. But having said that, I still wish I had been on camera, like you could see me real good and stuff like that. I apologize. But this was a first timer, and now I've made the mistakes and I've learned from them. So I know what I need to do going forward as far as how to film and how to present. Only thing I'm going to really have issue with going forward is I need to do something to be able to have a camera angle for you for when I'm so you can see stuff on the stove, or if I'm showing you something in a pot. So maybe I have to use more than one recording device, so I can have 2 or 3 stationary devices, because I can always edit the things together in editing. That's fine, but I need my hands free so that I can show you what I'm doing and film it at the same time. So inshallah, I will accomplish that without any more drama. Bismillah. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you learned something from it, thumbs up and share the video, everybody. It is $3 a plate, so you can go to the Jedi 1814 on my Cash App
You know, just like donate for your little plate and stuff. That's nothing. And stuff. No, but I hope this has been informational and helpful for you. I look for your feedback. Whatever your thoughts are, I'm happy to hear it, you know. Share it, thumbs it up and all that stuff. But it was a last minute idea. I just knew that I needed to get in the kitchen and fix something tonight, and I was just like, you know what, maybe I should just see if I can film it. Let me just see. So I did my best, and that's the most important thing. For all the errors or whatever, I feel satisfied that I put my best foot forward. You know, that's the most important thing. Whatever you do in life, did you give it your best? Did you give it your best? Don't pat yourself on the back and don't tell lies to yourself. Did I give it my best shot? Did I do everything that I could do? Did I? That should be the gauge for anything, you know. Just, did I do my best? So, it's a small thing with this, but the principle is still the same. Did I do my best? And I'm satisfied that I did my best. So, last thing I'll say is that this is the last 9 days of Ramadan, potentially, depending on the moon. So just, but we are in the last 9 days. I don't know what time it is. We're on the last 9 days, 8 or 9 days now of Ramadan, and I'm hoping to do a live piece with you. Let me check my time, y'all. Okay, it's gonna cut off any second now. So I'm going, but I pray Allah that I'll get a chance to be live with you before the weekend is out. We'll see how it goes. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. This is the Jedi.